Hi guys, and welcome back to Reed's Readers. I'm your host, Clint. That felt really weird to say it that way, but I'm trying some things out. Yes, I'm in a weird setup. This is the bottom part of the desk, or not my desk, the shelves in the room. Achilles and everything, so please ignore the background. I just wanted to go ahead and do a wrap-up with you guys. I just finished my last book for August, which wraps up Fiction Falls Academy, which I would like to thank everybody for joining me and Amanda, and I would like to thank Amanda for allowing me to come along on this amazing journey. This was one of the best readathons I think I've ever co-hosted. This was so much fun. I will state, I did black out my board, but we will get into that at the end. I've got my stack of books that I've read. The very end, I will pause this video, I will restack it up, and we'll go over each prompt and what I read for each prompt and why. So, but let's start off with our stats, okay? Got my handy dandy stats. Eventually I want to be able to like show pie charts and stuff. But in August, I read 19 books, and I DNF'd 2. One's a really, really hard DNF, and the other one I feel bad about DNFing, but I know it's a me thing, not a book thing. Out of those, I had one 3-star, which was actually my most excited book for the month. I have one 3.5 star, 2 4 stars, 1 4.5, 10 5 stars, and 4 6 stars. If y'all are new to my channel, 6 stars are the list that I started using 6 stars last year. 6 stars to me are favorites of the year. And these are the books that I have that I can select my faves, 10, 20, however many I want to do at the end of the year. They are the ones that I have left. Those are the only ones that are allowed to be like on the list. There are some exceptions with 5 stars. There's some 5 stars that I feel like because the impact they have had on me throughout the year, or who they are, what they are, deserves to be on it, but majority of the books are 6 stars. So out of all those 19, I read 6,784 pages. Only one was a backlist author. 2 were book clubs. I'm including the Readathon's group book as a book club book. I read 2 of the books on Kindle. I don't remember one of them. I remember reading it on Kindle, but my 3-star was the other Kindle one. 13 of them I read physically along with an audio. No mangas this month. All 19 were for a bingo board. 0 like project books. I didn't start any like, well, okay, one's a project book because it starts a new project. We'll get to that. 5 of the books starts a series, so I started 5 series, I think. Yes, and I will be continuing all 5, I think. No, I will not. Not right this second, but we'll get into that. 3 continue and 3 finish series. So those are all my stats. Let's just get into my discussion of the books, and then we can do the bingo board at the end. So my 2 DNFs. I always do DNFs and then my rereads first. My DNFs are Thursday Murder Club. I tried my best. It's just they introduced too many characters. I made it to chapter 17 and I was kind of lost. It might also be that something about this book just isn't for me, and every time I would go back to pick it up, it kind of felt a little painful to read for me, and that's just probably because of how confused I was. So this is a me thing, but I'm glad I know that before I bought the whole series. So, and then the other one, which I had a feeling wasn't going to be for me, but I was too intrigued, and that is Binding 13. I tried the audio. Oh, make that IDNF 3. I forgot about a book. We'll get to that in a moment. I tried the audiobook, and something about the narrator's voice kind of irritated me in a way that when I went to go physically read this, I couldn't not hear their voice, and this is not for me. I was kind of bored. I remember, I know some books, thrillers and stuff, can be kind of boring at the beginning, but this was just dull, and I didn't care. So both of these are getting unhauled. I did try the Swoony Readers Group book, which I don't remember what it was. The Reunion, I think, by Megan Quinn. Yeah. In one of my vlogs, I stated that I listened to like 2 chapters, and then I DNF'd. I then read 50 pages, and not for me. That audiobook narrator, I wanted to punch. So I DNF'd 3. Sorry, guys. I forgot all about the Megan Quinn. Okay, let's start with my reread to start with, and that was the first book in the Jim Butcher's Dresden Files, which is Stormfront. I read Stormfront was a reread. I have never continued on with the series, so I wanted to reread Stormfront and dive in. If you don't know what the Dresden Files is, it follows Harry Dresden, a wizard, as he's a private detective for weird cases. This is one of my friend's all-time favorite series. Her dad gifted me and Sterling the first 4 bind-up books. This one has 3 in it, and the other 3 have 2 in each, which means we have the first 9, and I decided I would like to, my next paranormal series that I tackle is going to be the Dresden Files, and then I will do the Iron Druid Chronicles for Sterling, because Caitlin's been dying for me to read this series, and I was like, finally, I'll do it. Okay, so now we're going to my 1 3-star, which sadly was Artemis Fowl. I really enjoyed this. This was cute. It was fun. It was just kind of hard to read because I do not like Artemis Fowl as a character. I cannot explain why I don't like this book, but I've decided I am keeping it, and after I finish the other middle grade series that I started this month, once I finish that world, I would like to come back to this and re-attempt book 1 and then go on from there, now knowing that I don't like the main character. I just didn't like how he talked about the fairies, and it's kind of arrogant, and I kind of wanted to punch him. So, but I'm so happy I read this. Again, thank you, Nikki, for gifting this to me for my birthday. I am so happy I finally read the first book. I do kind of want to watch the movie, even though I have heard the movie is not as good as the book, but I would like to watch the movie and see if that sparks an interest in me wanting to continue, even if it makes me want to continue more. And when I do continue, I might read these on Kindle Unlimited, because I did read this on KU. So, my 3.5 goes to Encanto, A Tale of Three Sisters by Anika Fajardo. I'm sorry I butchered that. This is basically the Encanto movie in book form, but you get all three sisters' points of views. So this was super cute, super fun. Sterling got it for me at Jubilee for Christmas, and I needed another book with a number in the title. I saw it. It was super short. I enjoyed this. It is what it is. Being Encanto, it kind of lacked a little of the movie flair because there's no songs. But I did really enjoy this, so happy I read it and I'm happy we own it. Now to my 2 4 stars. The first one I want to talk about is the one that I'm like, yes, it does start a whole new project. So, and that is A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. This is the first in the Disney Twisted Tales, where each of them are going to have different, something about it is slightly different. This is the retelling of Aladdin, and it is, what if Aladdin never found the lamp? I.e., when Aladdin goes into the Cave of Wonders and he hands the lamp to Jafar, he actually hands the lamp to Jafar. So Jafar comes back and takes over Agrabah, killing the Sultan, and Aladdin has to come rescue Jasmine, and they save the day by working alongside the people of Agrabah. This was so much fun. It got a 4-star because there are parts of it, because it's a retelling of the movie. Like, the beginning part was legitimately the movie. There were quotes in here that were a little too on the nose, so it was kind of boring a little bit at first. But once that twist was in, I went, ooh, oh, I was hooked. And I cannot wait to continue on with these, and I cannot wait to read Once Upon a Dream, the What If Sleeping Beauty Never Woke Up. I'm excited. So, I don't really have much to say about a lot of these, but my last 4-star was a book that I started the month off with. Was actually not expecting to start this, but I needed an audiobook at work. So I read Gallant by V.E. Schwab finally. This is a YA dark, gothic, haunted house kind of story about a girl named Olivia who is in a school for girls where she receives a letter from her grandfather saying, oh my god, I can't believe I found you. Come to this house. And she gets there and her grandfather is dead and no one knows who sent her this letter, and things ensue. It is super cute. It does make me want to read more V.E. Schwab. As of right now, I have only read this and Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I DNF'd City of Ghosts. So, 2 wins, 1 not a win. So, I would like to try another one by her and see if this streak can go. And this was gifted to me a long time ago by Kaylani. This is the Illumicrate edition, because she got 2 editions and she didn't need both. And I'm so happy I have this, so thank you, Kaylani. My 4.5 is the Thrills and Chills book club book, and that is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I will link their live show discussion if you want to hear all the thoughts on this. I don't want to spoil anything, just know I gave it a 4.5 solely for the fact of there was like one little part kind of in the middle that was kind of, I don't remember exactly where in the story, but I remember it was a little slow and a little dull that my mind started to wander away from the story while I was consuming the words, so I wasn't fully paying attention in that section. So But other than that, this would have been a perfect Sager. I loved it. So, now we're into our 5 stars, and these next 3 I'm going to talk about together because they are books 3, 4, and 5 in the Trials of Apollo series. Did I think I was going to devour this entire series this month? No. Am I happy I did? Yes. So, Trials of Apollo. Apollo gets knocked down. Has to complete trials so he can come on again. Honestly, this is one of Rick Riordan's best series. Right after his Magnus Chase. I love Apollo. I've always been an Apollo fan. And I love this series. I'm not going to talk much because they're sequels. So that would be The Burning Maze was the only one I was guaranteed to read. But I got confirmation for The Tyrant's Tomb in 2 days after I finished Burning Maze. So I was like, I guess I'm continuing. And I was like, why not do Tower of Nero and wrap up the series? So I just went, why not? And the next 5 star, I picked up, this was gifted to me for my birthday, that is Gilmore Girls at Home in Stars Hollow, written by Michael Osto, illustrated by Cecilia Messnia. This is just a children's picture book, and I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan. It just tells little things about the town, and if you're... Not many people will enjoy this unless you are a fan of Gilmore Girls. I don't really have much to say on this. Just know it was super cute and I loved it. And I saw that it also worked for a prompt for a book that I knew I wasn't going to be able to get to. So, it works. My next 5-star read is The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. This, the best way I can describe it, is a queer Chronicles of Narnia retelling. So, I kind of want you to go into it kind of blind, other than that, because this is such a whimsical, like, new age fairy tale that it's just so good. And I'm one of those people who I will forever stand on the mountain that you should go into this blind, and only knowing, inspired by C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, this wild and wondrous novel is a fairy tale for grown-ups who still knock on the back of the wardrobes, just in case. From the author of The Wishing Game, which I will be getting soon from Book of the Month. So, they come match. But, yes. It's also bookish. Very, very bookish. Queer, Chronicles of Narnia, bookish. There are unicorns in this. There's a map. I say go into it blind, and I keep mentioning there is a map. And there is an apple pie I would love to try, and I don't like apple pie, so if that tells you anything. My next 5-star, I got this in the month, and that is Good Boy by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. This is the first of the Wags series, which is a spin-off of their Him series. The main character, Jess Canning, which is Jamie Canning from the Him series, sister, falling in love with one of the other hockey players. I cannot wait to get Stay in September. And yeah. I love Jess and Blake so much. Just all yes. This is so cute. It's what I needed. It's a hockey romance. It was what I needed at the time, and I devoured it. Plus the really pretty spray edges. Oh, it finally got traditionally published and just, ugh. The other middle grade series that I would actually like to continue, which I'm going to purchase the whole series, is The School for Good and Evil, our group book for Fiction Falls Academy. This follows the two best friends who get kidnapped and sent to the School for Good and Evil, each dropped in a place that they think they don't belong, and how they discover that they do. That's all I want to say. I will link our discussion of it down below. I will tell you, yes, it's a 2-hour video, but the first 45 minutes we actually talk about the book. The rest, it's me and Amanda. If you know us, you'll know. We talk a lot. My second to last 5-star read is Such Charming Liars by Karen and McManus, which I just finished today. This is a YA heist story. This follows Kat. It's just a YA heist. All you need to know is that before going into it. Just know this is Karen and McManus's best book, I think, she has ever written, ever told. And I can't wait to see what she comes out with next. Oh my god, the diamonds on the cover make sense. Even though it's not a necklace, it's supposed to be a ring, but whatever, that makes sense. My last 5-star read is The Do-Over by Karen. The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This follows a girl who, Emily, who wants to have the perfect Valentine's Day. Well, it doesn't go right. She ends up driving into another person's car, watches her boyfriend cheat on her, doesn't get the internship she wants, comes home to find out her dad took a job in Texas and is leaving. So she runs away to her grandmother's house just to wake up and find out it is Valentine's Day all over again. I am now part of the Lynn Painter fan club. This was everything. It's not as good as Better Than the Movies, but Better Than the Movies is a 6-star, but this is so good. I now really want to read Betting on You, Betting on It, Betting on You, something like that. Because her YA, it hits, and it hits hard. This had me sobbing. This is so sweet, so romantic, so I love it so much. Lynn Painter is a surprise author for me. I don't pick up contemporary YAs like this. Not romances. But it's Lynn Painter, and I will pick up everything she wrote. Now on to my 4 6-star reads. First being The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan and Mark Oshiro. This follows the events after the Apollo series as Nico, the son of Hades, and Will, the son of Apollo, have to go into the underworld and to Tartarus to save something or someone and get out alive. But do they? I will say you do get a map of their journey. This is amazing. One of the best queer YA representations in this type of media I have read in a very, very long time. Next is Break Me by Megan Brandy. The last book in the Brayshaw was Brayshaw High, and then the other two were Brayshaw Brothers. So this is the last book in that Brayshaw series. And did it break me? Yes, it did. This follows one of the brothers who didn't get with Raven in the trilogy, and a mystery girl. And this shattered me, like Megan Brandy only knows how to do. I feel like more Megan Brandy is going to be 6 stars. Next we have Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. I don't even feel like explaining why this one and the next one are 6 stars. Just know this shattered me. This follows Justin and Emma, and I cannot wait for the read-along of reading more Abby Jimenez and coming back and rereading these and seeing all the Easter eggs. And then my favorite book of the month. No surprise, I've gotten so many people to read it. And that is Pen Pal by J.T. Gessinger, which was the one on my TBR I thought I wasn't going to like. Honestly, I thought this was going to be my least favorite of the month. And it's my favorite. This follows a woman who buries her husband, comes home with a letter sent to her from a prison inmate saying, "I'll wait forever if I have to." And she responds and goes, "Who are you waiting on?" And they say, "You." And the story goes from there after a mysterious man shows up at her door. Twists and turns, go into it blind, just knowing that. Do not look on Goodreads or anything of what this book is labeled that, because it may or may not spoil things. This is amazing, and I'm so, so, so happy I read it. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to put the stack back up, and we will go over my bingo board. Okay guys, I'm back, and I have my bingo board handy and my prompts. So let's just go over what I read for what subject. I'm going to put both there. Just feel like that way it's the bingo board. First subject was art, and for that I read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, because to read a book with an illustrated cover or spine. For physical science, a weather word in the title, I read Stormfront. For computers, to play a video game, I played a little bit of Pokemon Go so that I could count this. For homework, to read the group book, I read A School for Good and Evil. For math, a number in the title, I read Encanto, A Tale of Three Sisters. For PE, verb in the title, I read Break Me, because break is a verb. You can break something. For psychology, I took a self-care day on the 17th. For detention, to read an intimidating book, I did Pen Pal by J.T. Gessinger. For health, for mood read, I placed Tower of Nero because I needed it somewhere on there. For janitor's closet, I did reading sprints multiple times throughout the month. For auditorium, the 24th, we watched all 3 High School Musicals. And I want to thank everybody who joined us for that and apologize for all the difficulties with that. For lockers, to read a book with 3 words in the title, I read Such Charming Liars. For the free space, which didn't really have to read anything, but I did, I read A Whole New World. For biology and animal on the cover, I read The Burning Maze, because there are birds on the cover. For history, a book set before 2024, I read Tyrant's Tomb, because this came out in 2019. For school gardens, I read The Gilmore Girls, Stars at Home and Stars Hollow, because there are flowers everywhere on the cover. For foreign language, I read Good Boy, because most of this book is set in Canada. For Hall Pass, I did a day without technology on the 10th. For the library, a bookish book, I read The Lost Story. For sociology, to buddy read a book, I buddy read with all of the Thrills and Chills book club in the middle of the night. For chemistry, which is a book with a romance subplot, I did The Sun and the Star, because their main objective is the mission, the trial they're on, the quest. But part of that, the subplot, is their romance. For philosophy, a book outside my comfort zone. I labeled this one outside because I don't read a lot of horror or gothic, and that is Gallant. For a book for English, to spell my name, I did Artemis Fowl with C-L-I-N-T. For guidance, Office for a friend to pick, because this was a gift from Karina, I did The Do-Over. And in cafeteria, I treated myself to Canes. So that is our bingo board. Again, I would like to thank everyone who joined us for Fiction Falls Academy. Also, for the giveaway, look on Instagram on either Amanda's channel or our Instagram page for Fiction Falls. Both are linked down below. So that's all I've got for you guys. Comment down below, did you take part in Fiction Falls? Tell me what your favorite book was and what your favorite prompt was for the readathon. I love getting all the recommendations and things. Also, let me know, did I force you to read Pen Pal? Until next time, guys. Like this video, comment down below what I said, subscribe, and until next time, always be fabulously yourself. Bye!